I got a story to tell. This is a story of a parent attacking me as the coach of his daughter's basketball team and me getting fired. So the story goes, and this is a cautionary tale to all coaches. When you have these players and the player is absolutely garbage, don't put them on the team. If you know that the player is garbage and that they're not going to play most of the time, don't even put them on the team because they become a liability and a waste of time. I did not want to put this player on my team because I had some understanding of this that she was not going to play much at all, but I still was forced to put her on the team because I was the JV coach and the varsity coach wanted me to put her on the team. And I was like, man, I don't want to do it. He was like, no, put her on the team, whatever, because she was a 11th grader playing JV. That should tell you everything you need to know. So she wasn't an absolutely horrible player, but she was super slow and kind of sickly. So I really couldn't use her in most cases, but there was games where either we were getting beat really bad or we were winning by enough points where she could play. So she would, she'd get in most of the games at some point when I could get her in. But it was just a struggle to get that kind of player in the game. And as a coach, you want to coach the game and you don't want to be struggling to get a player in. But this particular game, I got her in the game and she played a significant amount of the game. So, and we won the game and I'm just thinking, okay, it's all good, no problem. So I'm sitting on the bench because as a JV coach, you become an assistant coach for the varsity coach. So I'm sitting on the bench and I'm talking to one of the varsity players and talking about how to run some plays or whatever. And I'm sitting on the bench so my back is to the crowd, so I don't I'm not paying attention at all. So all of a sudden, a person comes and they put their hand on my shoulder, my neck, like this from the back. So I'm thinking this is like somebody I know. So I turn around and it's this girl's dad. And he says something to the effect like I don't appreciate you barely playing my effing daughter. So, and mind you, the entire gym is packed because the varsity game is about to start. And so I stand up, shocked, and and he starts walking out the gym. So I turn and I tell the varsity coach, I was like, hey man, this, so-and-so's dad just put his hands on me. So I'm doing my best to hold myself together because, I'm about to give him some rec. He's about to get some rec for sure because, I don't play that. Especially then, I don't play that at all. I don't scream at nobody's kids. I don't do anything disrespectful to your kids. I don't do any of that to the parents. But I had other run-ins with this dude, about playing time. And I was like, basically, tell him I'm gonna play whoever I want to play with, and I'm the coach, and that's it. And we're not gonna have any more discussions. So we had that level of run-in probably a couple games prior. So he knew exactly where I was coming from, and it was gonna be what it was. So then he pulls this move. So I'm going out, so I go outside in the hallway and he's out in the hallway. So by the time I get out there, the principal or the school is out there because I guess there was enough commotion where, some people, must have got his attention, but I never, I never really did probably what I should have done is just gave him the beat down right there on the spot, but I didn't want to make the school look crazy. So we're out in the hallway and it's one of those things where you're so mad, but you understand the situation that you're in, especially as a black coach, and it's a white guy. So you understand the situation that you're in, that no matter what you do, even though he put his hands on you, it's going to be seen a certain way. So Um, so so the principal is out there and he's telling the guy to leave, and I wanted him so bad that I just pushed him, just one push. This fool gets to screaming, I've been assaulted. After he had his hand damn near around my neck. I've been assaulted. I've been assaulted. I'm going to the police. I'm going to the police. So I'm like, you mother, you son of a, I will get your dick. So I'm saying everything, right? So he leaves. The principal tells me to calm down, everything is cool, everything is cool. So I go back in, as some couple people, like a couple of guys I knew, they were about to come out in the hallway too, not knowing what was going on. And, I was like, no, it's all good. It's all good. So we coached the game, so I'm still heated. So I go home and then I get a call the next day. And the call is that I'm suspended from coaching. So I'm like, what the F am I suspended for? This dude put his hands on me, but I'm suspended. So the way this whole thing plays out, they have me suspended. And this is not really like it's a paid job. You get one stipend. So it's not like something I'm doing for the money. I'm doing it for the kids. And I don't even think none of my kids were even on that team, as a matter of fact. So they send me through all this rigmarole. You got to meet with these people. You got to meet with those people. And then by the end of everything, I get terminated. This fool's daughter is allowed to stay on the team after he put hands on me, the coach. And I know, and anybody with half a brain knows, if a black guy came and put his hands around a white coach's neck and any of that happened, that black guy's kid would have been tossed off the team and everything else, without a doubt. And I mean, even white people said it. It was totally obvious. So that left a really, really bad taste in my mouth, because you understand that these fools can do this kind of stuff and they're not going to be held accountable. And then any action that you take, that little push was what they used to say that I was in the wrong and I shouldn't have done this and I shouldn't have done that. But on the same token, I understand if I would have just gave him the 1, 2, 3 like I wanted to, then it probably would have been more severe for me. So right then I said, you know what? They don't have to worry about me coaching anything ever again, because I'm not going to put myself in these situations where somebody can put their hand on you. You behave professionally because it's a whole big arena full of people. You don't want to look bad for the school, but you step outside and you push the person one time after they grabbed you, and now they're acting like, you totally assaulted this parent and all this stuff, and they've got all these rules in place and all this BS. So I ended up, that's the only time I've ever been fired from anything, was that. And, you got all kind of, the girls from my team called, the parents called, and everybody was upset. But I'm like, you know what? Nah, I'm good. They don't have to worry about me anymore, because I'm not going to let nobody put me in no situation like this again. And I have no reservations about how I handled that situation. I would handle the situation pretty much again. But I probably should have just busted him up right then, right when he put his hands on me, just busted him up right in front of everybody. And because the outcome would have been exactly the same. But that really left a sour taste in my mouth for that whole administration and all the people involved for a few years. But later on, it grew to a point where, I was able to be cool and, say, hey, what's up to the principal and all the people involved in that. But they let it be known, basically, or they were trying to let it be known that, or I took it as, we're not going to have, basically a black coach or a black man, able to fight back and stand up. And I'm like, yeah, you got the wrong one. So though you never have to ask me about coaching or doing nothing else because if that situation or a situation like that ever occurred again, it's I'm popping it off right on the spot, right where it happens, and then we're gonna let the chips fall where they may. And this clown actually went and filed a police report, ironically, and I had to go down to the police station and file a counter report after he attacked me. But the school never stood behind me. They never did anything.